Atención damas y caballeros, en estos momentos estamos embarcando a todos los pasajeros con destino a...
Winter storm and an Arctic storm have caused hundreds of flights to be cancelled at New York airports. We urge New Yorkers to take this storm seriously and prepare for dangerous travel conditions, City Emergency Management Commissioner Zach Iskall said. If you must travel, use public transportation when possible, and allow extra time. An Arctic air mass blanketed New York City Sunday night, dumping several inches of snow and freezing temperatures that grounded flights at airports across the city and New Jersey. Ahead of the storm, the agency issued a winter weather advisory until 4 a.m. Monday, warning of low visibility and snowfall rates of nearly an inch per hour. Those were the two worst conditions in the country, according to flight tracking website FlightAware. Things were only slightly better at Kennedy Airport, where 142 flights were canceled and nearly 300 were delayed. At LaGuardia Airport, 243 flights were canceled by 9 p.m., with another 220 delayed. Across the Hudson, at Newark Airport, 260 flights were canceled and 207 were delayed. The National Weather Service said 3 to 5 inches of snow were expected to fall in the 5-borough area overnight. Meteorologists said as much as 6 inches could fall in some areas. As of 7 p.m., just under an inch of snow had covered Central Park, according to National Weather Service meteorologist David Rodale. The snow began falling Sunday afternoon, with a little sleet mixed in. As temperatures dropped, the precipitation turned to full-blown snow around evening time and was expected to continue through the night. That number is going to increase as the snow continues to fall here over the next few hours, Rodale said. Just across the border in Newark, they're getting 1.6 inches of snow, and it's still coming down. We're in the middle of it right now, he said around 9 p.m. Things are going to start to ease up in the next few hours. Meanwhile, areas north and west of the city saw 5 to 8 inches of snow, with Orange County, New York, recording the heaviest accumulations. Rodale predicted 2 to 3 inches for the city, though he noted totals could vary across the 5 boroughs. And while temperatures remained in the mid to low 30s Sunday afternoon, they were expected to drop into the teens overnight. As of 7 a.m. Monday, the cold front was forecast to be 9 degrees. The last time 5 inches of snow fell in Central Park was in January 2022. In subsequent years, very little snow has been recorded in the 5 boroughs. Rodale warned the low temperatures would lead to a freeze and the snow would be slow to go away. A worker spread salt in Times Square ahead of Sunday's winter storm. I went back to California for a couple of weeks, and just got back this week, and I saw a blanket of white snow all over the city, which was really nice, said Gracie Wong, who braved the storm on the Lower East Side streets Sunday night. I feel like last winter it didn't snow as much as I expected. So, it's nice to see this. Given the recent wildfires and high winds in California, it's a huge change of scenery, added the 26-year-old marketing manager. It's nice to see everyone out and about in their jackets and coats, and everyone looks so cozy. Another woman, admiring the snowfall in the same neighborhood, said she's never seen this much snow since she lives in upstate New York. The roads are really slick right now, which I don't think is ever going to happen, because the snow doesn't stick that well, or it just goes away really fast, said Jennifer Chong, 25. I'm hoping tomorrow when we wake up, there's a big pile of snow and we can go to Central Park and make snow angels. In Hartford, temperatures are expected to drop to 7 degrees Monday morning, with a wind chill of -3. In Andover Township, NJ, the wind chill is expected to drop to -9. Coastal Connecticut and Long Island and areas farther inland are expected to see 5 to 7 inches of snowfall. The Hudson Valley, northern Jersey and southern Connecticut are also expected to see colder temperatures. New York will be just one of many areas across the country facing freezing temperatures and precipitation throughout the week. A massive Arctic air mass, caused by a disruption in the polar vortex, could reach as far south as Louisiana and Mississippi. The National Weather Service issued a cold weather advisory from Montana to the Florida Panhandle. In northern Minnesota, Temperatures had already dropped below -20 on Sunday afternoon. Meanwhile, parts of New England were expected to see up to 10 inches of snow Sunday and into Monday. Amtrak canceled several routes due to the cold on Sunday outside the Northeast Corridor, including a long-haul train from Chicago to Spokane, Washington, and a route from Los Angeles to New Orleans. The winter storm that hit the northeastern United States, including New York, continues to cause major disruptions to transportation systems and daily life. In New York City, in addition to the major impacts on flights, trains and other services were also affected. Meanwhile, the Weather Service warned that the extreme weather conditions would continue, with temperatures expected to remain extremely low for the next few days. Amtrak confirmed that several routes outside the Northeast Corridor, which serve long-haul routes to areas such as Chicago and Los Angeles, were also experiencing cancellations and delays. Meanwhile, train lines in the Northeast continued to operate with few disruptions, although delays were possible due to the extreme weather conditions. Beyond New York City, the wider New England and northern United States are also feeling the effects of the storm. Heavy snowfall in some areas has led to school closures, work delays and reduced outdoor activities due to extremely treacherous conditions. Drivers and pedestrians are being warned to be cautious of snow and ice, which could worsen icy roads. The storm is not only a hazard to travel, but also a challenge for emergency services and road maintenance. Road crews and firefighters are working hard to clear snow and ice from major roads, including around busy areas like Times Square, where workers are seen pouring salt on sidewalks. Nationally, areas from Montana to Florida are expected to feel the effects of the Arctic air mass, which is bringing frigid conditions that will persist for days to come. This unprecedented climate change is a major challenge for meteorologists, who are closely monitoring the movement of the polar vortex that is affecting weather patterns across the country. The Weather Service is also warning people to prepare for potentially more widespread damage from extreme temperatures and possible power outages in some areas. In the southern part of the country, while temperatures have not dropped as much as in the north, the threat of freezing weather remains, with reports of low temperatures in places like Louisiana and Mississippi also experiencing sharp wind chills.
Global services, welcome to Fibonacci.
Local authorities continue to urge people to stay safe and follow official travel guidelines and weather warnings to avoid any untoward incidents. Meanwhile, in New York City, while the storm began to ease on Monday, residents are being reminded to remain vigilant for further disruptions that could arise due to the unstable weather conditions. As the winter storm continues to move forward, many areas across the United States are beginning to feel the effects of the extreme temperatures and continued snowfall. In New York and the surrounding areas, disruptions to daily life are continuing. School and office closures are becoming more common, with many workers opting to work from home where possible. Despite swift road clearing efforts, layers of ice forming on major roads and residential areas continue to pose a major threat to pedestrians and drivers. Experts warn that these conditions could persist into the middle of the week, with temperatures not expected to rise significantly in the coming days. In some more remote areas, emergency services are also facing significant challenges in reaching victims or those in need of medical assistance. Most emergency vehicles, including ambulances and firefighters, are equipped to deal with snow and freezing temperatures, but they are still advised to prioritize safety and postpone operations if conditions become too dangerous. Damage to the energy grid is also a serious concern. There are reports of power outages in several areas, including Connecticut and southern Massachusetts.